What do most filmmakers have in common? Can you guess? I've been reading this book that I borrowed from my sister, who is an artist, and this is Van Gogh's letters to his brother Theo. And every time I'd read one of the letters, I have this really great appreciation for painting. So much so that I put filmmaking and photography into a completely different category. To me, I sort of capture what's already in real life, whereas painting is a kind of creation from scratch. As you know by now, I could talk about the creative process all day. I think about it all the time, and it's basically my whole life. So looking at people like Van Gogh, my sister, any kind of painter, I feel like there's this brain to canvas connection that's really pretty amazing. I've also noticed this with other photographers that I've talked to. They always have this appreciation for some type of drawing. A lot of times it's architecture as well. But the reason is because I think that there's this connection to being able to tell a story in one image. For filmmakers especially, to have to go through and create a story with multiple scenes and editing and do all these things together in service of the whole, to be able to see a painting that's one story in one frame just builds this aspirational, appreciation for the ability to do that and to go from what's a literal blank canvas to something that is spewing emotions and stories and comes from the actual movements of your hands. I've always put it in a different category, not to say that filmmaking and photography aren't things that I deeply care about, but there's just always been this thing where if you go into a museum and a painting affects you, it has this different feeling than going to the theater and watching a movie.